and welcome to California Bountiful. I'm your host, Aubrey Aquino. Today we are in Berkeley to sample a little piece of Italian small village life. Passione Emporio 5th Street offers authentic Italian flavors along with locally sourced food and wine, so we are going to go in for a taste.
Passione Emporio is the last born of the Passione brand and is a restaurant that we opened in 2020. Today we are cooking gnocchi primavera. It's actually one of the first dishes that I learned how to make when I was a kid. Because my mom, she was making at home and she was asking to help, like a game, like to play with, so with the gnocchi. And I remember we were doing with the fork, and I always was sneaking to eat some of the raw gnocchi, and I love it. So we made the gnocchi here, and these gnocchi are vegan, so we don't use eggs on this type of gnocchi. We use two different types of flour. One is from Italy, one is local from a central milling here in Utah.
So it's already ready to go. We have the dough.
You have the dough,
ready.
And we can make some more.
You break off a piece, you start rolling it.
So we make the day before and we leave on a refrigerator, so the gluten of the flour start to work and help to get the gnocchi together. So that's why we are able to not add the eggs on the dough.
And gnocchi, that's like a food staple in Italy.
Yeah, that was the Sunday dish, and we love it. We will make gnocchi primavera today, and the primavera means springs in Italy. And so we use a garlic for the base. We saute the garlic with olive oil. For olive oil, we use a local olive oil.
Okay.
We use Bariani olive oil from Sacramento.
Very nice.
And then we have peas, asparagus, our blanched asparagus, a different type of peas, heirloom cherry tomatoes, and carrots.
It's so colorful.
So colorful,
so
yeah.
That's important because it really brings the
yeah,
gnocchi
because
to life, I guess.
being alive, yeah, give it the colors.
Okay, so now we're actually going to cook the gnocchi.
Now we actually cook the gnocchi.
Okay,
We start from the tomatoes. So you want to put the tomatoes there and start to have them cook a little bit. So you want to make the tomato cook really well. You start to make the sauce out of the tomatoes. At this point we can add the peas, blanched peas, carrots.
Oh, this is starting to look so good.
Yeah, start to get color. And asparagus. We put the gnocchi.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah. It's 100 degrees and boil. Okay, so at this point the gnocchi are coming up, so means they are ready.
They're ready
to go. You
look
just
at that.
Add the dough.
Wow.
And okay, a little bit. This is really simple dishes, a really simple plate.
It looks delicious.
Yeah. And now we are going to plate.
Is this gnocchi for one person or two?
This one, 1.5.
1.5. Depends how big your appetite is.
Yeah. Then we do a little bit of decoration. You decorate how you like to. A little bit of extra virgin olive oil.
Oh, nice.
I personally like with a crunch of pistachio, and here we are, gnocchi primavera.
Later in the show, a sumo-sized mandarin is offering some beauty benefits. But first, we learn how the terroir and SoCal air is more than wine-worthy. California Bountiful is brought to you by the California Farm Bureau.
Sometimes we lose, sometimes we win. Sometimes we try to fit it all in. Sometimes we don't know what's in store. Sometimes we find what we're looking for. Sometimes we're rolling easy and free. Sometimes 1 and 1 makes 3. So much to love along this ride. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
Golden Sky Music Festival returns October 18th through the 20th, starring Luke Bryan,
Country girl, shake it for me.
Thomas Rhett, Keith Urban, Turnpike Troubadours, Bailey Zimmerman, Riley Green, Ashley McBride, Elle King, Glenn Black, and so many more. Golden Sky, Discovery Park in Sacramento. Passes on sale now at goldenskyfestival.com.
At Farmers Brewing, we've incorporated balance between tradition and innovation. The result? Sessionable style beers that are clean, crisp, and easy drinking for all.
Discover more California Bountiful and get social with us. See the stories we're working on and get a peek behind the scenes. Plus, more recipes and fun facts, and join other like-minded foodies and fans of California's bounty. Find, follow, and talk to us at CA Bountiful.
This is a great winemaking region. People tend to think Southern California is too hot, and it's not. Two things. One, grapes evolved in what's now modern day Iraq and Iran. This is Vitis vinifera, this particular type of grape that makes wines. The other thing is, as you can feel from this beautiful breeze that we have something called diurnal shift. And grapes like it where it's hot in the morning and there's a breeze and it's cool at night. And where you usually get that is when you're near a coastal area. So here, the Anza Borrego Desert heats up and Palm Springs heats up. It creates a vacuum and it just pulls that beautiful cold air in from the Rainbow Gap and just cools it down. And that fits in with the cycle is grapes actually breathe just like you and I do, except they breathe once a day. They breathe in carbon dioxide during the day and exhale oxygen at night. So it's one big breath in and one big breath out. And it's great fun being here in the vineyard when that happens.
Think so.
Yeah, because when you know that cool air is coming, even before it gets here, you hear the birds come out. Then you hear the rabbits show up. And it's just, it's a little bit like Snow White.
Yeah.
You know, all the animals sort of come out.
Screw you.
Yeah, and it's just so cool. You know that the land is responding. It knows that that cool air is coming.
Very cool.
I mean, it's alive. It's a system. That's the essence of regenerative agriculture. It's not inert machine. It's a living being. And so you have to treat, there it is. There's that beautiful wind. You have to treat it like that. I would go as far as saying it's a sentient being, and it needs to be treated with that respect and love.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Greg Pennyroyal is a vineyard manager at Wilson Creek Winery, and with more than 40 years of viticulture experience, he's implemented regenerative farming practices throughout the Wilson Creek vineyard since its inception to create a diversified and resilient ecosystem that yields top grape quality.
So is it fair to say that your job is to make sure that the vineyards stay healthy?
Yes. It's more than that. What's so interesting about winemaking is that we're not just out for production or for tonnage. We're out for quality, and we're also out for expression. There's something in winemaking called terroir, and it's the expression of the land. And the way you get expression from the land is to have active biology. And so you look at that whole system of active biology and what makes that work. And fortunately, what makes that work is actually the plants. If you look at the symphony orchestra of what's going on biologically, the plants are the conductors. They're in charge, they're running the whole system. And in winemaking, to make really great wine, you want grapes that are biochemically balanced. And the way you get that is by having biochemically balanced soil and a healthy system, so the whole thing's working as a total system.
Great.
So we practice something called regenerative agriculture.
Okay, talk a little bit more about regenerative agriculture and I don't know, maybe what makes it unique for Wilson Creek, or
Sure.
maybe how your approach is different, because one of the things I've learned is that every winery, every farmer, you know, they all have their own approaches and ways that they innovate
Yes.
and do things. So how do you guys do things here?
So what's interesting about regenerative agriculture is it doesn't have a really specific definition like organic or biodynamic. What you're looking at in regenerative agriculture is you realize that all the systems are related and that everything's connected, everything. You here in the vineyard are now connected to the vineyard, and some of the microbiome in the vineyard is going to go home with you. You are now part of our terroir.
I am part of the
Yes.
terroir, okay.
So this is the Cabernet Sauvignon. This is some old wine Cabernet Sauvignon.
right.
So when you come back and have some, your terroir will be a part of that, your microbiome. So what we're doing with regenerative agriculture is we recognize that these systems are all connected. And so we focus on the health of the plants. I do a bi-weekly sap analysis, which is sort of like doing a blood test if you're in a hospital. And we look at what deficiencies or what excesses the plants might have. And then we have micro brewers and bio brewers, and we have all sorts of stuff that we make these concoctions of sort of like kefir yogurts, and we feed it to the plants. We're spoon feeding the plants all season long, because what we're after is that maximum biochemical complexity and density of the grapes. And it's that complexity that makes great wines. The other cool thing about grapes is grapes are one of the most biochemically diverse fruits there are. That's why, for example, the Viognier we're drinking, you're getting lychee, you're getting white peach, and you're getting white flower. You're getting all those things. Some of the components are actually the same component like in lychee that gives lychee that kind of floral fragrance. Other things like the white peach, it's a simile. Your brain picks up something and the closest thing it can find is white peach, so it says white peach. But you get those complexities out of grapes. In the vineyard side, we obviously take this very seriously, and this is the cutting edge of science for us. But on the enjoyment side, it's wine. It's meant to be enjoyed. It's meant, that's part of that like connection, is you don't have to know the technical aspect of what's going on. We just want you to come here and enjoy a glass of wine.
Still to come, a farm fresh approach to skincare. And next up, a segment for the birds.
It's like filet mignon of the skies.
Hey, Brad, you know how Nationwide is more than an insurance company?
Oh, yeah. They're one of America's largest financial services companies.
Could we get that in a song like Business Life Retirement?
Or Nationwide's there to protect.
Maybe leave the songs to me.
But I'm the one with 3 Grammys.
I'm kind of the jingle guy.
Not sure I agree with that.
Well, I'm not sure I like your hat.
Well, it would never fit on you.
Wow.
The California Farm Bureau has protected the diverse agricultural interests in the Golden State for over a century. As part of the California Farm Bureau, you'll add your voice to the combined strength of over 34,000 farmers, ranchers, and families through our state. That means more connections, more influence, and more opportunity to fight for the issues that impact your life. With your support behind us, California Farm Bureau's robust government affairs, federal policy and farm pact, and legal teams work tirelessly to advocate at all levels of government, protecting and promoting our shared way of life. Together, California Farm Bureau and our members are standing up for farmers, ranchers, and families throughout the Golden State every day, working to cultivate a bountiful future for all Californians.
Now time for a bountiful beverage. Hey everybody, I'm at Tipsy Putt, where they have indoor mini golf plus a full bar and restaurant. However, what some may not realize is that hidden inside is the Speakeasy Trophy Club, where they offer an exclusive cocktail experience.
Right now, you're in the Trophy Club bar located in Doco, downtown Commons. We are a high craft cocktail concept, but with a very approachable style of service. We're not gonna be pretentious about our offerings. They're still gonna be the best in the city. If you're like an alcohol foodie and you wanna come in and try something new and try some experimental fusion flavors, we are constantly rotating our menu every couple months, all seasonal, all fresh, all house made. Tony Hicks here at Trophy Club. I'm gonna be making a revolver and a last word cocktail for you guys today. So for a revolver, you're gonna wanna do a rich bodied bourbon. About 2 ounces of that. Some orange bitters. And it's gonna be an ounce of coffee liqueur. Now for the last word. That is a gin-based cocktail. Very fun, very herbaceous. You want to do an ounce of that. 3/4 ounce of your lemon. 3/4 ounce of your Luxardo Maraschino. And a 3/4 ounce of your green chartreuse, which is actually made by Cruz and Monks. And if they just don't feel like making it, they just don't. So just kind of get lucky if you can. Now, like everything else, you want to ice these guys down. Ice both these guys down. Give one a good shake. And the other a stir. Make sure to pop your air bubble. Give this guy a nice fine strain. Same with this one over here. Now, a lot of people like to serve the revolver up. I don't think that's really necessary. I like mine over a large cube, but depending on the strength of your whiskey and the strength of your coffee liqueur, you might want a little bit of levity to it. Get those oils out. And for the other, classic cherry garnish. Just sink straight to the bottom. Give it a little something of the depth to look forward to. Revolver. Last word. Served year-round here at Country Club Bar.
Time for Farm Bureau Foodies.
Today we get to celebrate the amazing food on our plates produced by our local farmers, ranchers, and dairymen. We're gonna team up with Chef John Surlett and we're gonna try squab. Yes, that's right, you might be thinking, I haven't had squab before, but this dark meat, it's known as the meat of kings, I'm willing to give it a try. So allow me to introduce you to Chef John Surlett. Now you probably have heard John's name before. He is the owner and head chef at both Fina's and Surla's here in Stanislaus and San Joaquin County. Chef John, what are we making today?
Today we're making a grilled squab with freshly roasted Brussels sprouts, fingerling potatoes, and applewood smoked bacon.
Yum. Now, how did you come up with this recipe?
Well, when I started cooking in '95, a lot of fine dining restaurants were into squab. And it was a delicacy. And when I first tried it, I fell in love with it.
Very good. So walk us through this process.
Here I got a mixture of some fresh herbs, and I'm just gonna rub a little bit of this mixture on both sides.
So tell me a little bit about, looking for local ingredients when you're putting together these meals. Why is that so important for you?
When I worked in San Francisco, when I worked in LA, when I worked at Disney, all our products came from the Central Valley. So it just made sense when I moved to Modesto to cook right at home.
So what's our next step now?
So now we're gonna go off to the grill. And you wanna cook it to a perfect medium rare. Here I'm going to take applewood smoked bacon, the minced garlic, just chop it up, pre-roasted Brussels sprouts. And then here we have some roasted fingerling potatoes. And take the squab, place it right on top, and we bake in the oven for about 5 to 10 minutes.
Where did your love of cooking begin?
My love of cooking began with my mother. When I was a small boy, my mother would cook parties at the home every Saturday, and I'd help her prep. And we'd have anywhere from 20 to 40 cousins over.
Gosh.
My mom would need help prepping, so that's where I learned how to peel my first piece of garlic or dice my first onion. My mother taught me, so.
This looks amazing. So when folks are at the restaurant and maybe they haven't tried squab before, what are some of the ways that you sell them on ordering this?
Mainly grilled. I have made them in raviolis. So I do a nice mushroom and squab ravioli with the sage cream sauce.
Really good.
Here's the sauce. Just pour it right on top.
And that's your grilled squab,
Okay.
roasted Brussels sprouts, roasted fingerling potatoes, and apple with smoked bacon.
And the final step. Let's check this out. I'll take this guy here. It doesn't taste like poultry.
It's like filet mignon of the skies.
Wow. Well, thank you, Chef John, for letting us invade your beautiful kitchen. But we know, gang, this meal doesn't begin here in this beautiful kitchen. It begins with our local farmers, ranchers, and dairymen. So Tim is a local farmer. He raises squab, and then Josh is actually a squab grower himself now, but works for the Cooperative for Squab Producers. So Tim, tell me a little bit about your family's legacy on this very farm.
My mom's side of the family started here in 1907.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think I'm the 5th generation on this farm.
So tell me a little bit more about that. I know that you guys really pride yourself on your ability to process these really fresh poultry. Tell me a little bit more about the investment you've made there.
Yeah, so all our poultry is processed all natural and residue free, whether that's from the farm all the way to the fork. In terms of the processing facility, in 2009, we actually won the Pioneer Award from the California Poultry Federation for our air chilling system. And for maybe you or some other users have never processed or never prepared squab. They don't know what to do with it. So all our packaging has a QR code that says scan me for recipes.
Yeah,
You just scan it and we have a whole recipe database on our website.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys so much for your dedication to animal agriculture here in Stanislaus County and your time today to educate all of us.
Well, thank you for allowing us to tell our story.
Yes, thank you.
Just ahead, Orange Zest meets Daily Cleanser with Upcycled Sumos.
Sometimes we lose, sometimes we win. Sometimes we try to fit it all in. Sometimes we don't know what's in store. Sometimes we find what we're looking for. Sometimes we're rolling easy and free. Sometimes 1 and 1 makes 3. So much to love along this ride. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
Our childhoods stay with us well beyond our early years. Adverse childhood experiences, or ACEs, can increase our risk of serious physical and mental health conditions, along with a lot of other challenges.
Amigos y amigas, no matter what we faced early in our lives and along the way, healing is possible. Through our culture and shared narratives, we build hope and create joy together.
To learn more or for support, visit numberstory.org.
Everybody, this is a Sumo Citrus, an oversized mandarin known for its top knot and sweetness. But what you may not know is that the oils and powder from its peels are being upcycled into a facial cleanser.
It's skincare with a citrus twist. Organic brand Lolly is upcycling Sumo Citrus to help consumers get their glow on.
Sometimes there's still going to be questionable pieces of fruit. So we've looked at any and all opportunities to upcycle.
If California-grown Sumos are new to you, here are a few things you need to know. They're pampered.
We really do pamper the piece of fruit from the moment that we clip it and then clip it twice as we place it into a 22-pound tote. That's a huge differentiator between anything else in citrus. We pick it by hand, white gloves, through the tote, onto nice trailers, on air rides, carry it out of each and every ranch, and then put it onto a truck and deliver it to our packing facility.
And to the touch, they may feel squishy and bumpy.
While we take pride in everything that's on the inside of this piece of fruit, like every citrus grower out there in the market, While we're very protective, this rind does not yield to any type of blemishes or bumps or bruises because it's actually pimpled outward versus concave like most of your citrus. So while our consumers love the flavor of the Sumo Citrus brand, they also can be a little detracted at times when you see some type of external blemish.
Enter Lolly.
So how did Lolly and Sumo come together? We knew about Sumo and we approached them because we knew that it's such a premium citrus and it has to be perfect. But Mother Nature isn't perfect, as we know. And sometimes the ones that are bruised or just slightly misshapen can't make it to market. So we started working with Sumo and we upcycled all the misfits and shrinkage.
Founder Tina Hedges set out to make the Big Mandarins the sole citrus in Lolly Beauty's first facial cleanser.
The peel itself contains probably the most health beneficial nutritional components. Definitely the vitamin C packed is going to come from the juice, and then all of your other nutritional benefits are going to be associated with the oils, the peels, the pulp cells, etc.
Mark Reed is the CEO of VitaPact, and his company's been tasked with extracting the oils and powder from Sumos for the Farm to Face collab.
What we love is there is no ugly fruit. And so that's the fruit that's not, for whatever reason, is not going to make its way into the fresh market, whether it be a slight defect or a scar or it's not the right size. And we love that fruit. That's perfect fruit. That's beautiful fruit to us. And so we take that beautiful fruit and we start by, first thing we do is clean it, wash it. We then extract the oil out of the skin. Then we juice it. It runs across these rollers with tiny little needles, and it perforates the, almost like if you were zesting at your home. And then, but we actually are just bursting the oil sacs. And then the other side of our extraction line, right as the fruit is being juiced, we use a water system to push the oil out of the chamber, if you will, and then run it through a series of finishers and processes that then refine that oil, polish that oil, and obviously it captures all those floral and citrus notes.
And what's left are the star ingredients for producing this co-branded brightening cleanser.
It's so fragrant. It's like you are in the middle of like a basket of Sumo citrus. We also dehydrate it and make it into a powder. And that powder creates like a vitamin C, slightly exfoliating effect in the cleanser itself. The end result, your skin is bright and smooth and incredibly soft.
On the next California Bountiful, we take an autonomous look at how one Northern California grape grower is mowing the rows. Plus, Chef Tyler Florence sits down with us at his San Francisco steakhouse, and we find a cured and cultivated vending machine. Until then, take care and have a great week.